served in the 92nd Separate Mechanized Brigade. This brigade was located in the Luhansk region. My unit kept positions near the town of Shastya. When I returned to the city and came to work, I noticed that nothing had changed. The children were all the same, and history is the same. It didn't change much since I was absent, but the desire and energy to work in class as I used to do before had completely disappeared. I tried to get back to normal life, but it was impossible to do it and pretend that nothing had changed. It was unrealistic. Of course, friends ask me to tell them about the war over a glass of beer. One bottle of beer, another bottle. It's possible to live like that. But what for? The topic I used to like most as a teacher was Reaganomics. I really liked it, but I hated myself for the way I was teaching it. It was disgusting. I don't know why my students didn't just get up and walk out of the classroom. Maybe because they're all well-mannered, I suppose. Maybe they didn't feel like that. But I felt awful about what I was doing and understood that there was a need for change. At that moment, I received a proposal to run for the position of principal on the education board. School principals are appointed based on an open competition. I agreed to it, but it was exactly the kind of change I needed back then.
Та необхідність змін, яка мені була потрібна. Дуже. Досвід, от 1 вересня, яке буде 1 вересня.
This 1st September is the first day of school, and it's my first day on the job as well. Sometimes I have a strong desire to yell at people, but this method of intimidation doesn't work in the long term. The idea of this great big liberalism also doesn't work. During a recent staff meeting before the start of the school year, I said, good deeds cannot be glorified. And I've come to realize this in my life. And sometimes being too kind to people doesn't work as well. That's from my experience, but I will learn.
Is that Winston Churchill?
Yes.
Why Churchill?
Тому що Черчилль – це найуспішніший.
Because he is the most successful and the most honest politician of the 20th century. He had common sense, and what's more important, an excellent sense of humor. He knew how to look at the world with a smile and keep calm in difficult situations.
Я дякую вам за довіру.
I thank you for your trust. During the summer, we tried to make our school even more elegant and welcoming. We managed to do a lot, but not everything. The only person who doesn't make mistakes is the one who does nothing. I thank everyone who helped us to prepare the school for this new year. Dear pupils, colleagues, and parents, I wish you to keep moving forward every day. I wish that every day will make you stronger. I wish that you will achieve personal victories, because those are the most important victories. And I wish a great victory for us all.
Великої перемоги. Довіряє дуже багато людей. Тобто це якась довіра, і відповідальність.
A lot of people trust me. This trust breeds responsibility. Also, I have this desire. I don't want to be a principal just because I'm an ATO veteran. That doesn't mean a lot to me. Maybe someone will say that it does mean a lot because I'm the only ATO veteran principal in Kyiv. This is exactly the credit of confidence that I was talking about. I need to prove to them that I'm here not because I'm an ATO veteran. I need to prove that an ATO veteran can be a good principal. When I meet friends on the streets, they start asking me, "Principal, how are you doing?" It's like a sign for them that among veterans there are also normal people. Now that's important.
Бувають нормальні люди, розумієте? Це дуже важливо. Самі маленькі проблеми – це проблеми з учнями, розумієте? Це учні – це взагалі ідеальні створіння. Ви знаєте, я ставши директором…
Problems which concern the students are the smallest ones. Students are ideal people. When I become a principal, I understood that there is nothing better in this life than students. The main thing that students have to understand is that they have to take responsibility. The responsibility for their own lives and the surrounding people is really important. In a way, our society is infantile. Someone will say that this is because they grew up during the Soviet period. Our society wants to live well, but it doesn't actually want to do anything about it. In recent years, people started to take responsibility for their actions. But that number of people isn't so great. It's easier not to take responsibility, to read something on the internet or in the news, or to just repeat what somebody else thinks. The most important thing is the feeling of responsibility. That's what we have to teach our children. It's the main thing. If you're making the decision to go to war, then you have to have a clear understanding why you are going to war or why you're not going to war. And it can't be because you couldn't avoid it or you're going to war for the thrill. And this applies to everything.
І в усьому так.